Time for a break. On the other side, iBreast coming up on our Small Giant segment. Do stay tuned. Welcome back with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow, and tonight we are bringing you the story of iBreast on Small Giants. Collectively, the US, India and China account for almost one-third of the global breast cancer burden worldwide. Persistent efforts over the last 50 years have increased breast cancer survival rates in the US alone. However, the rate of rise in India is still rampant, and we'll soon be staring at a breast cancer epidemic. But do we have the awareness and tools to prevent one? UE Life Sciences, which is a US-India-based health tech startup, has presented an answer to India's soaring breast cancer numbers with the iBreastExam, a palm-sized handheld device that's used for early detection of breast cancer. Karishma Vanjani has more on this story. Take a look.
फैमिली में किसी को नहीं है तो मुझे कैसे होगा? इमीडिएटली मैंने ऑपरेशन कराया, 6 कीमोथेरेपी लेनी पड़ी और 24 रेडिएशन लेने पड़े। ब्रेस्ट कैंसर इज वेरी कॉमन, ये जरूरी नहीं है हेरिडिटरी की वजह से ही होता है। हेरिडिटरी की वजह से 40% चांस रहते हैं।
I was only 43 when I was got detected with this. Actually, I had gone for my routine test checkup. Their doctor told there is some lump. I didn't take it very seriously that time. Then I got it further investigated and came to know it is cancerous. And then I went through all that test cycle and then surgery and chemotherapy, 6 cycles of chemotherapy and then radiation also. It was painful. It was really painful. I was totally bald. It was second stage cancer, but then okay, I survived.
Breast cancer. Breast cancer is India's most common form of cancer. It accounts for 25 to 32% of all female cancers in all of these cities. This implies 1/4 of all female cancers are breast cancers. What's even more shocking is the fact that it's still a non-existent entity for majority of Indian population. Many Indian rural women think that screening is an alien word. So hoping to create awareness this World Cancer Awareness Month, Leaders of Tomorrow speaks to UE Life Sciences. It's an Indian health tech startup that has created a device that detects breast cancer in early stages. I want to first understand, how does iBreastExam work and how is it different from a mammography?
So Karishma, iBreastExam is this handheld device. It's a battery-powered wireless device. It offers a breast exam in 5 to 7 minutes without any pain or radiation. So it's a very quick test. It gives results on the spot. And the best part is it can be offered by any doctor, any technician, nurse, any health worker. So that's where it differs from mammograms. Mammograms are these bulky machines. Mammograms need to compress the breast with 40 pounds of force. It uses some small amount of radiation. So it's a modality that is a little scary for women. And women don't openly go for mammogram very routinely because of which. So this device is able to provide access to women in an affordable way and without any kind of deterrence or fear to being tested.
Tell me, how welcoming have the medical industry and the consumers been to this innovation?
We are now working with over 35-40 organizations. In the private healthcare, we are working with the likes of Manipal Hospitals, Apollo Hospitals, Narayana Health. And on the public side, we are working with Maharashtra government. We are soon to launch a project with Rajasthan government. So we are really seeing a response from both sides, which are in totality are providing healthcare to the people in India.
So you spoke about collaborations with the government, the Maharashtra and the Rajasthan government. Let me take that point a little forward and talk to you about the recent changes. Government in recent months has slashed prices of knee implants and heart stents. The $5 billion Indian medical tech industry, which includes of course the US Abbott Laboratories, has protested this move. saying that it's not viable, it's not commercially viable.
Correct.
What are your opinions on the same?
See, Karishma, device manufacturers working in the developing world have a moral responsibility to try and provide solutions that are life-saving at an affordable cost. That's just a moral precedence that we all should have. Looking at it as an entrepreneur, as the founder and CEO of a medical device company, I think that a lot of investment goes into innovation, R&D, clinical validation, regulatory, FDA and other approvals. So it's a very expensive process. And at the end of the day, I think government should let this capitalistic system figure itself out. I think the competition in the market would set the price. And we are focusing on $1 as our price point right now, for example. It's disruptive to the point that it's 10 to 20 times cheaper than the closest alternative in the market.
Okay, so what you're trying to say out here is that government should not intervene in the Indian medical tech industry at all. I mean, at least not in the prices.
Yeah, I think that government can be a good advisor to industry. Government can urge the industry to focus in certain way. So I think that the government should really let the competition and the innovation and technology makers figure it out.
UE Life Sciences is a USA and an India-based startup. That brings me to my next question. That's a startling difference in the survival rate of both the countries, of breast cancer patients essentially. I mean, USA has 90% survival rate, whereas India, we have 50%.
Correct.
So how do you think iBreast is trying to bridge this gap?
The biggest issue in my view is lack of early detection. I mean, if you look at the two countries, United States, every woman gets checked routinely on an annual basis. So there, women come in at stage 1 and 2. And so it's the startling difference is that women are coming in at an early stage and getting treated early. What we really need to do is focus on early detection because our treatment mechanism is in place and getting better every month, every year. And I believe there is room for innovation like iBreastExam that ensures that early detection is affordable and socially acceptable.
UE Life Sciences has about $5.6 billion funding by now. What has been the incentive for investors to cash in? Is it the socially impactful model?
I think that's been the key reason why somebody like Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw and Ranjan Pai have gotten involved with us. It's not because of its profitability or its ability to really create financial value. It's really because of the impact that this has the potential to create. There are many good business plans that are good profitable ventures, but there are fewer business plans that can offer you that economic opportunity intertwined with almost at the hip to offer a huge impact potential. And I think it's really that impact potential that appeals to the philanthropic side of these astute investors and to say, why not do this? Why not make a huge impact and create a successful business?
UE Life Sciences is in line with the Make in India program of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yes.
I just want to understand about the revenue generation that's coming from India. I know the company is based in the USA, but what's the revenue from India?
So Karishma, I often use the line Make in India for India. We've come to India primarily because this is the breast cancer capital of the world. We came here because there are 290 million women that deserve to have a breast exam who are not currently getting a breast exam. So it's a huge market and it makes sense to set up your infrastructure as a company in that market, to be really embedded in that space. So our entire management team is based out of India. We employ now over 50 people across 3 offices, Mumbai, Bangalore and Delhi. So I think it's a great place to build a business out of. And definitely we see India as one of the highest, if not the top revenue generating regions for us.
Okay, so let me quickly wrap up this interview. Let me end on a positive note. What is your message for women out there who are still scared to go ahead and get a health checkup done, who think breast cancer is just something that's coming down from the family? It's a family hereditary disease. What's your message for them?
My message is that 85% of breast cancer occurs in women with no family history. So that's your big statistic right there. If you think that you are safe because you don't have family history, then you're wrong. Majority of women who get breast cancer have no mother or sister who had breast cancer. And second, I would say starting with you, when you go home, talk to your mother. And if you're above the age of 30, every woman should get herself tested, especially when there are no signs or symptoms, because that's when early detection is helpful in saving your life and giving you that confidence that you can beat breast cancer. So let's do that together.
We must try
We must try.
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 Completely out of time on this episode of Leaders of Tomorrow. If you have anything that you want to tell us or you have any queries for us, do remember you can email us. leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com is our email ID. Tweet at me at Sunanda_J or LOT_ET now. You can also reach us on our Facebook page, Leaders of Tomorrow and ET now. Call us on that number you see on your screen if you want to reach us directly. Thanks very much for watching. Have a good night.